So, I finally get to have you on the podcast. Finally get to have you on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I finally get to introduce you to the person who I talk about a lot, and it's my cousin Tyler. So introduce yourself, Tyler.
So, name's Tyler, Shane's cousin. Kind of just grew up with, not kind of, we grew up together our entire childhood. Really about it as far as introduction with me. No,
More of a brother than a best
yeah,
friend or a cousin, anything. So I know this is like new to you. You're not used to being on a podcast,
yeah,
but you are an avid listener. You
yes,
listen to the podcast. Um, you consider yourself a nerd, right? Like you consider
yeah,
yourself a nerd.
yeah.
So, what are some nerdy things that you do?
So I used kid, card games, but as I got older, sports took over a lot of my life. So then kind of stepped away from things. Then I finally started getting back into it, and then I've just mainly been watching anime, and then I've started reading manga just because of how impatient I am when it comes to stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you and I, we started out. I would say you and I were both kind of watching the same things. Like you and I watched Dragon Ball Z
Yep.
together. We played Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game, and I could never beat you. You were always better than me. I admit you're definitely better than me. Um, but and you said that you like stepped away. Now you're starting to get back into it. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people our age may have stepped away or are getting back into their
Yeah.
realm of things. So you're here. You're getting back into doing a lot of nerdy things. You said you were watching manga. But there's one thing I think we were talking about topics, and there was one thing that I think you and I both love and still love is video games.
Yes.
You and I both love video games, and I still play together online. Too bad the landline parties don't exist anymore. You know.
Way of technology. You got to move forward. They're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
There's no more real good local games anymore. Everything's about online. So this is what I've kind of noticed. You don't get that company of two. There we go. I probably won't see another company of two type of game for a while. It'll be more focused on online, whereas back in the day it was all split screen,
Yeah.
all that screen watching, and then the most famous thing for Halo: stop looking at my screen. You're cheating.
Yeah. So, I mean, with you and I both loving video games, uh, I always say this, the next great game, there's a lot of good games out there, but there's nothing like a lot of like our childhood games that we had.
Yeah.
And so I guess the question I would have for you, and I know this may be a drawn out thing, or it might be like an over broad question, but if you had to choose a game to be like remastered or remade, like Final Fantasy
Yeah.
VII was, we wanted it for so
So
long. We wanted something because you and I both love Final Fantasy VII,
yeah.
and we wanted that game to be remade or even remastered just with like the updated graphics for so long, and then it finally happened because like of how many years and years that it went with just teasers,
Yeah.
and then it
And then,
finally happened. You and I were freaking out.
yeah, because all the re-releases, and then you say, "Oh, well, they re-released it." No, they didn't. They just took a PS1 game, ported it to PS2, took it from PS2, ported it to PS4, and it was just constant port after port.
Yeah. So if you had to pick a game, what would you pick to be a game that you would from your childhood or from our childhood or just in general had to be remade or remastered?
It would be from your Dreamcast, because I remember when we were kids, I would play. I would, because I never had one. I never thought to ask for one. You had one. Every time I come over, I try to play your Dreamcast. You'd be like, "No, let's go outside. Let's do something." No, I won't play Dreamcast. I would say Grandia.
Grandia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting one because I remember us having Grandia 3 on the PS2, but
Yep.
I remember having like I think Grandia 2
We got,
on the Dreamcast. And that was like you and I were both into RPGs, but that was like a definitely a
yeah,
great RPG
it was a
that got us into it.
different combat style. It was a different take on things, which is, say this, love Dark Souls, Elden Ring. Jeez, great game. But the problem that I'm starting to see now is you got a lot of people mimicking that kind of style. So I enjoy a challenge, but every now and then I kind of get tired of getting my head bashed into a wall.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So, what is it about Grandia that you want? Why would you want Grandia over out of
Well,
all like games?
so it's the different combat styles. It's somebody taking an idea and creating their own, putting their own spin onto it, out their different element. So another game I told you about, Chained Echoes.
Chain Echoes. Yep.
Just simple 8-bit platform game, no ridiculous graphics, but I'd say it's an amazing game. Great story, and then the combat system is something different. It's a turn-based game, but they added a different spin to it. Whereas a lot of games where it's you either get a Dark Souls, you get an old style turn-based,
Yeah.
or you're getting. I know Final Fantasy didn't start it, but kind of like that Final Fantasy platform now, where it's like it's hack and slash, but it's not Devil May Cry hack and slash, where you're
Right.
constantly juggling opponents.
Right. I understand. Is there? I'm trying to think. So, is Granny the only one, or are there any other games that you think that you would
Yeah.
like, you would love to have remastered right now?
Another one, Dreamcast, Jet Set Radio. Just because I can't think of anything that would like it.
Just that's the one. Is that the? So I might be getting these confused. So Jet Set Radio, or what was the one where the guy was like he was a superhero, and he was in a red suit. Um,
That's not Jet Set. I know that. Superhero.
Gojo? No. Yeah, I can't remember.
Dreamcast?
Maybe it was not Dreamcast. Maybe it was GameCube. GameCube era.
Oh! Beautiful Joe.
Beautiful Joe. Yeah, dude.
That was another good style. That it was its own idea. Yeah. Ooh, that was a good game.
I want to say Beautiful Joe. Um, Beautiful Joe was fun. Beautiful Joe was different.
Yeah.
But so, what is Jet Set Radio? I can't remember that one.
That was the roller skating game where you would go around and tag different things, and at the same time, like Tony Hawk, you would do tricks, get the points.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was the main character. It was the guy who was wearing like headphones, but it had like the little radio antenna on it, so they were constantly talking. And then it was the DJ that was always broadcasting, and I believe it was like a dread-headed guy that was the DJ. But it's been years since I've played it, so I'm probably remembering something wrong.
So you out of all games, you would pick that game.
Yeah, just for the simple fact that all the other games that I could say, I want Final Fantasy VII. Well, I already got Final Fantasy VII.
Right.
So a lot of the stuff that you would have wanted, you're getting. And then if you're not getting a remake for it, you're getting something similar or close to it. I could say Spyro. I've gotten Spyro remakes, and
Yeah.
you're getting everything.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to, while you're saying like all your picks, I'm trying to think of what I would want. I really can't. Oh, actually, there's one. So you're talking about Dreamcast.
Yeah.
You're talking about Dreamcast, and Dreamcast was one of my favorite consoles. Not many people had a Dreamcast, and it's honestly the last Sega console that like before they finally got
That's right, because they had
they got bought out by
the
Nintendo.
Black Sega, and then it became the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast, yep. But you and I went ham on this game, and it was Soul Calibur, OG Soul Calibur.
Remember that?
Like, I remember.
I remember the guy you were. I don't remember his name, but I remember you were obsessed with that damn staff.
His name, and you put respect on his name. His name was Killick, and he was the best. You used to play an annoying character. You used to play Maxie, the nunchuck dude.
Because it was Bruce Lee, and everybody loved Bruce Lee. It was the nunchucks. It just recreating Bruce Lee. That's all it was. It was the obsession with Bruce.
Okay. Yeah, but Soul Calibur would be a fun game. Well, I think they are.
They keep remaking. They make them.
I guess they make them, but not like they used to.
What I've noticed, and that's why I kind of don't play them. Fighting games are great, but unless you really get into them, either one or two things happen. You try to play online, and you learn real quickly that there are people that study down to frame rates, milliseconds. They know this punch takes this long, and then I can counter off of this and this. Or somebody like me who has a very short attention span at times, I get bored quick. So I remember when Mortal Kombat first came to the PS4, bought it first day, played it for like 3 weeks.
Let's put your mic down just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Perfect.
Played it for like 3 weeks, and then it just kind of sat. Another great one, Injustice. Different concept, fighting superheroes and everything. You played it. Remember, we were playing it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it just sat.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of like, I mean, I might get a lot of hate for this, but that's kind of like how I feel about Smash. You know, Smash Brothers for Nintendo.
I get it. And then
because
you
can play story. You can play the story mode and try to unlock the characters. But there's only so much of Smash or any fighting game that I love to play unless you're either, this is where the whole LAN thing comes, like you have people over your house and you're really trying to do a whole party, like tournament type thing. And I think that's where like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, all of them kind of feel for me. You know, I'm not, now they go into the online service where you can play people around the world, but it's just not the, I don't really like, you know what I really want to play right now? I want to play I don't know, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. I'm really hankering to play that. Like, I love those games. They have their own wheelhouse. You know, they have their own thing. But I don't come home and like, you know what I really want to do? I really want to be stressed out because I'm getting my ass kicked right now. So I know what you mean. And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of those fighting games. But I'm trying to also think, you know, what other games that we played as a kid that we would probably love to play again? That are pretty, I mean, we got the Final Fantasy.
Oh, you know one. It was Dragon Ball Z, and it was before this era's version of it, which I'm not a big fan of. Tenkaichi.
You know they're coming out with another one.
Yeah, I'll believe the combat system when I see it.
True. Old school Tenkaichi was, dude, you and I would break fucking controllers. Especially the combat system they had for that. We would break controllers, like the smashing of the joysticks.
I remember when you broke one stick. You're like, wait, I broke the stick. I'm sorry. Wait, you got to pause it. I'm like, no. I'm going to win this fight, and then we can pause it.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, a good Dragon Ball Z game. A true Dragon Ball Z. You know, they still put either Budokai 2, Tenkaichi 2, or Budokai Tenkaichi 3's theme song as like one of the top tier theme songs.
It's been too long. I couldn't even remember that theme song if I tried.
It's like
I'd have to hear it. It's been that long in the set. I don't have that game anymore. I sold it. I remember that. It was stupid of me, but I sold it.
Oh, the Tenkaichi?
I sold Tenkaichi 2, 3, because remember, college kid, broke, need some money, took it to Best Buy. I remember how much I got for it, $15.
That's better than what you got at GameStop. Actually, that's a funny story. We'll hop back into this, but remember when you and I were kids and we would obviously we didn't have a car yet. You know, we weren't driving. We were still young, and I think I was really trying to either buy a new game or a new system. I couldn't remember what I was doing. And I took the duffel bag full of like old games. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was buying the PS3. I was trying to buy a PS3.
I remember that you were, and that's when that thing cost like $600.
Yeah. It was like it like literally just came. It not just came out, but it was out for like maybe a year or so. Because your dad had one.
No, I thought you had it before us because you ended up getting. I thought you had it with it because I
had a PS2 and I didn't know anything about the PS3. Like I never even put my hands on it unless I was in a GameStop or even Walmart or whatever, because that's when they still had the booths and you could play the games.
I also remember the version you had too was the one good version because you could actually play PS2 games on it.
No, you guys had that.
No, we didn't have the PS2 version one because I tried to play a PS. swear you had it before.
I never had it.
I could have swore we played PS2 on yours, and I tried it on mine, and I got pissed.
No, I had the older version. I mean the I guess it's technically the newer version.
Yeah.
So I had the one where it wasn't cross-platform. I mean, backwards compatible.
Mm-hmm.
I had the one that was just like you could only play PS3 games.
Yeah. Okay.
But I remember going from your dad's house, and we were playing PS3 like all weekend, and then I went home and I had to play my PS2. Granted, I love my PS2. I do. I still love it. I have one still. But going from the newer graphics of the PS3 to the PS2 was hard. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to gather all my games. I had like a stack of games, like a stack. PS2, I forget what else I sold. I was selling all kinds of shit. We went to GameStop together, and they only wanted to give me like $150 for everything. I was like, what? And that's still a joke today.
8.
It's still a joke.
I don't know how. Nope.
But I don't remember how I got one. I can't remember.
I remember you saved up money ridiculous. That's what I remember. Maybe the concussion from football, banging my head against people. I can't remember, but I remember when you got it, you were happy as shit because of how much time you had saved up money to get it. I know it didn't happen overnight. I know you were saving up money. You were selling a bunch of games. Because I remember I wanted to play Final Fantasy X one time. You're like, oh, I sold it.
Yeah.
I called you an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. And you and I always took that trek on the bike to fucking get up there.
Remember the one time you said, oh, I know a shortcut. Had us wrap all the way around GameStop. We ended up riding the bikes through the field, left the bikes in the field, walked up, and I said, we're never taking this way again.
I do remember that. It wasn't a fucking shortcut. It was the way to avoid the main road. I think that's why I chose it.
I would have preferred to stay on the main road.
Yeah. But okay, back on topic. So I'm trying to think still on like some games that I would still love to play again. Dragon Ball Z is a good one. Especially like the OG ones are good. What are some heavy hitters that I played?
Yeah, Dragon.
Oh, you're right, dude. Legend of Dragoon, man, is an old. If anyone doesn't know, Legend of Dragoon is an old school PS1 game that Sony made
back in the 4-disc days.
Yeah, it was a 4-disc fucking case. And if you lost one of the, and that happened all the fucking time, I'll tell you this. You know how many? I can't even tell you how many copies of Legend of Dragoon I had to buy, so that way I could finish it myself.
Don't forget, I still have disc 2 at my house.
What?
I have your disc 2.
What?
It's in my old PlayStation little booklet. I've had it for years. I told you because I remember you let me borrow it. I said, "Hey, I finished disc 1. I'm on disc 2 now." You're like, "That's fine. I'm on 3, so just hold on to 2. That way, when I'm done with 3, I'll give you that." You never asked for it back, and it got stored, and I forgot I had it.
Wow. Yeah, I remember. I don't remember that, but I also remember that I beat disc 3, and I was ready to go to disc 4, and then our cousin, borrowed disc 4, and they lost it, and I couldn't finish it. Because at this time, PS2, PS3 was coming out. They weren't really selling Legend of Dragoon in store anymore. Like, they stopped selling PS1 games.
Yeah, and then...
But, dude, Legends of Dragoon remastered. I wouldn't say remake because the story was great. And talking about how you're talking about Chain Echoes, like being a different fighting style.
Yep.
You know, Legend of Dragoon was a different fighting style because, yeah, it was turn-based, but you were more interactive with the game. Like, you actually had to press the combos. Like, not...
Oh, forgot about that.
Yeah. Remember when you, like, anytime you came up to, like... My buddy makes a joke about it. He's like, when Dart says volcano,
yeah,
you know, you have to, like, hit it,
I remember
that.
Yep, I remember that now. I remember that because I couldn't get that timing down to save my life at first. Fantasy 8 was like that too, with Squall's sword. Every time you swung it, if you actually timed the trigger right, he would shoot from the blade. Just the little things always made those games just a little bit better.
Just a little bit. It's interesting, and I think it's an unsung hero of a game. A lot of true RPG fans know that game, and honestly, it's such a hit that PlayStation brought it onto their store. I've been playing on the 5, and I don't have to worry about losing the disc because it's all digital.
Speaking of games getting new versions, did you see what also is also coming to the PS5 soon?
No.
Something you played on the PS3, introduced me to, and you were talking about for years that they need to make a second one.
Okay, hold on. Something
Starts with a D.
starts with a D. Starts with a D. Hold on. Don't spoil it. So I played it first.
Yes.
Then I introduced it to you.
Yes.
Dragon's Dogma.
Yep.
The remaking Dragon's Dogma?
They're not remaking. They're coming out with a second one.
Really?
Yep.
Is the graphics look tight?
I haven't seen anything on it. Because the way that I feel about some games now is like they're so repetitive, and then I'll be interested one week, then I'll get out of it. Like even good example, God of War, great game. With just how my attention span is, I would play it. I played it for like the first month, disappeared for like four months. Finally came back and said, I need to beat this game because I kept seeing little videos of the ending. I was like, oh, I need to finish this. So But so I'm always looking ahead. I don't watch videos or anything on games, but I kind of just know like, okay, this year we're getting this. Maybe in 25 we're getting this. So like I saw, Grand Theft Auto 6 is like 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Not my type of game, but that'd be something fun for the wife because she's always playing that. But
Grand Theft Auto. Well, let's hit on that topic of you're talking about God of War. Well, Dragon's Dogma, amazing. It's an amazing game. If you haven't played the original Dragon's Dogma, Capcom, it's an underrated RPG. Capcom did amazing. It still holds up today, honestly. And I didn't even know about it until I just like looked at it in the store and was like, "Fuck it." I had so many games that I was just like, you used to get mad at me about this, where like you talk about your attention span. My attention span was bad, dude.
Yours was bad because we would be in the middle of a game. You'd just be like, all right, I'm done. What do you mean you're done? All right, I'm done. Guitar. We could play Guitar Hero. Middle of the song, you just pause. All right, I'm done. I don't want to play no more. Not that we finished the song and you don't want to play. Okay, I understand that. I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. And just switch mid-game. All right.
I remember one time you got so pissed at me. You got so pissed because we were playing something. Like I think at first, like we played Madden. It was very hard to get you to play Madden because you weren't really a big Madden person.
I suck at Madden.
It's fine. It's like you asked me to play 2K. I can't play 2K for shit, dude.
Compared to my friends, I suck at 2K too, so don't worry about that one.
Okay. Well, I remember like I get bored of Madden, so we switch the game. Then we play like Guitar Hero, whatever. We played that for a little bit, and then I'm like, I don't want to play this no more. And then you're like, what do you want to play? You're like, you got so mad. You're like, what do you want to play? And I was like, I don't know. And you're like, Jesus. And you're like, all right. But yeah, Dragon's Dogma. If they remake it, if they're making a new one and with the new like graphic style, like because you got like Unreal Engine and stuff out there now, and all kinds of stuff. And if I don't know, it wasn't. I don't think it was an exclusive only on PlayStation. Anyways, I think it was all cross-platform. Because if I remember correctly, I think someone else had it on Xbox.
Probably. I don't remember seeing anything that ever said that it was a exclusive, but I'm used to having all the systems, so I'm spoiled. So
Yeah.
My dad will have one, I'll have the other. So it's like, if I can't play it on this, I'll just buy it on his. So
yeah. What was it? Oh, but you were talking about how your attention span for God of War.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way. I will get really into a game because everyone else is playing it. I'll even admit that I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. You and I both love Final Fantasy. 16, I haven't beaten it yet.
You haven't beat that?
I haven't beaten it. And the problem is, you know what the problem is? This is where I fuck up for myself. I spoil it for myself. I already I go on the internet.
Oh, you ruined it.
Yeah,
Because they started it off great where it was you were following Sid, you go through all that. This I will say this was probably one of the best Sids that they ever had.
it's really interesting. I mean Sid, because you don't really get to know Sid's just like an NPC, you know.
Sid is normally just airship. Whenever every Final Fantasy,
yeah.
Sid.
Sid is the
Oh,
airship guy.
once you get Sid, we have the airship now.
Yeah, that's because I remember, and it's kind of funny. I don't know why they always name Sid, but it's kind of funny because Final Fantasy VII, yeah, he's a playable character, but he's the pilot of the airship, you know. So this adaptation of Sid is very different.
Yeah,
It's
he's the leader of the revolution.
Yeah, yeah, he was a badass warrior knight. So, but yeah, dude, I spoiled it for myself. So the problem is, I do this to myself where I'll get really into the game, and I was really into it. It's the game mechanics are amazing. The game mechanics, the storyline is amazing, and I hate mystery so much that I want to know what the fuck happens.
But
And
the
then,
way that they did it all, even the Aeon battles with Ifrit and everybody, it was just a flow. I'll say the one thing is you only get to play as Ifrit, and then you get the short spurt with the Phoenix. I wish I could have played with more. But I get it because they're going for this idea of that you are just this one character. It's not a party system. So I get it.
Yeah. So the problem is I spoiled it for myself. I watched it online. And so now I'm at the point where I know I have to beat it myself, but it's I already know how it ends. But I'm going to play it because I actually kind of forgot. I've let so much time has gone by that I've kind of forgotten.
What's the latest? Who was the last boss that you beat?
Last boss I beat.
Of all the skills, because you know how you unlock first you had Ifrit or you had the Phoenix first, the Phoenix's abilities. Then you got I can't remember names for the life of me, but it was the green abilities, which was wind based. Then I'm pretty sure you're past Sid's death.
He dies when he die isn't he I think I'm at the maybe I'm past the point where he's hurt. No. I didn't get past that part yet.
Wow, you are nowhere near done. You just
Hold on. So I got the wind power.
Okay, yeah.
I got the Phoenix power.
Yup.
And then I have inference power.
Oh unless you did, in case you didn't know, Sid dies.
I think he probably did die. I just don't remember that part.
Because if that's the case, then you have Rama's powers, which is all purple with lightning purple.
I do have lightning.
Okay,
I do. You're right. I do have lightning power now. Yeah. So I forgot that he was battling the chick, his ex girl with the wind power.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt.
Yeah.
But I forgot that he never really bounced back from that. For some reason I remember going back to the town, and but I thought Sid was with me the whole time.
Oh.
That's why I can't remember.
Oh, you haven't even. Ooh, you got a lot of game to play.
So I just got to the point where they reveal that his brother. Spoilers alert! If you haven't played this game.
Look, Final Fantasy 16 is almost a year old now.
Yeah, but I don't like spoiling. But fuck it, we're gonna talk about it. So yeah, I'm at to the point now where they reveal that his brother's not dead. He's traveling with a companion. His brother is traveling with this female character. I can't remember her name. No, not Sid's brother. The main character's brother.
Oh no, you're basically at the halfway point.
Yeah.
Or, you're at because depending on Final Fantasy, it's not a halfway point, but you're probably at I'll say it's a switchover point because for you to say that you went back to the old town, yeah, you still got a lot of game to play.
I think I finally gotten to the point now. Let me think here. Yeah, I can't remember, dude. I'll have to throw it on. I can't remember. I think I just got.
Do you have Shiva's powers?
No. Yes. Yes.
You have Shiva's powers?
Yes.
Then okay, no, you're do you have Odin? Is it Odin? Not Odin. He always rides. Is it Odin that rides the horse?
No, it's ramen.
No, Rama's lightning. Hold on. I got it because you know how my mind works. I don't find something, I'm gonna obsess with it. Then I'm just gonna randomly scream a name.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, what is up, my nerds? I want to introduce you to Anime Town Creations, your ultimate destination for anime-inspired vinyl decals. Are you a die-hard anime fan who can't get enough of your favorite characters? Do you want to carry your passion for anime everywhere you go? Want to level up your gaming setup with epic vinyl decals? Need a desk pad that's not just functional, but a work of art? Look no further, because AnimeTownCreations.com has got you covered. When you shop at AnimeTownCreations.com, you enjoy these fantastic perks like exclusive designs, premium quality, endless possibilities, and customer satisfaction. At AnimeTownCreations.com, they bring your favorite anime characters and themes to life like never before. Deck out your credit card with stunning custom-designed anime decals that showcase your unique style. Transform your gaming console into a masterpiece with their high-quality vinyl decals. Your opponents won't know it hit them. Work or play in style with their exceptional desk pads featuring vibrant anime-inspired artwork. Are you ready to join the Anime Town Creations family? Visit their website today and explore their amazing collection and stay up to date with their latest creations. Don't miss out on the chance to turn your world into an anime wonderland. With the coupon code NERDY10, get 10% off your first purchase. That's NERDY10. AnimeTownCreations.com. Bring your love for anime to life, one decal at a time. Let me see. I think I have Shiva's powers too.
It is Odin.
Is it Odin?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's the old dude, right?
Oh no, Rama's old dude.
Oh, Rama's old, and then Odin's the dude in the horse.
Yes. I believe
I think I'm at the point where I saw Bahamut.
You have Bahamut's powers.
No, I don't have Bahamut's powers.
So you're closer toward you still got a good chunk of game to play.
Yeah.
You got a couple good fights coming up soon. And this is where I remember I told you about it. I don't want to ruin the game for you. I'm not trying to tell you anything. But there are going to be certain like fight scenes that you're like, holy shit, they actually kind of put their time. They really put some time and effort into this.
Dude, just the cinematic part of the game. Like I've tried to explain this to people who don't really fuck with the 5 or just play Final Fantasy in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the first game. That was the game that made me buy the PS5. Because remember we were talking about this. I could have got my hands on PS5 a while back, but I just didn't do it because I was waiting for the game to get me to buy it. And when Final Fantasy 16 was coming out, I was like, all right, I'm finally gonna buy it. And I remember playing the game and the cutscenes. I would say the gameplay is so good that transitioning from the cutscenes to the gameplay is almost seamless. To me, at least.
Yeah.
It's literally like you and I are talking real time, and all of a sudden, like, oh shit, I'm playing the game again.
Yeah, I will give them that. There is normally with games, you'll get a cutaway. You'll be like, okay, cutscene. All right, gameplay. It was a gorgeous flow. I would definitely give them that. That was a nice, gorgeous flow.
The team that made this game, like I liked Final Fantasy 13. No, what was we're on 16 now, right? So it's 14.
15.
Was it 15?
15 for the PS4 with Noctis.
Yeah, Noctis.
And everybody.
Okay, yeah. So 15, yeah. So 15 was good, but I think the story had a little bit of issues.
What I think with 15 was the new idea of an open world concept and free base fighting. So 15 to me was kind of one of the games that really like started that idea of like being in the open world and like more free fighting. Because I know if you look at 16 is a bigger environment. Mm-hmm. You can do a lot more. Whereas I remember with 15, even I kind of complained like, maps aren't like as far as a Final Fantasy world. You can do a lot, but I'm used to the maps being humongous. But then again, we're talking about it's not as graphic and not as graphic intensive, so a lot more memory can be dedicated to building a larger map. You can put more time into the area versus now we have to focus on everything. Where it's like you make a character back then, characters are kind of all scaled together. Whereas now with 15, which was the great thing, is when you fought a behemoth, the behemoth was humongous.
Yeah, he was huge.
Every time you saw one, it wasn't like, oh, I'm about to fight this behemoth and easily win. It's like, okay.
That was like fighting the behemoth, the main boss behemoth. Remember, like he was in the park.
Yep.
It was like a side. Was it a side quest or was it a main quest? I
It
can't
was
remember.
a main quest, and then if you had gotten the demo, that was like that was the boss for the demo and everything to introduce you to the game.
Yeah, I remember that behemoth being huge. But that's like, I liked 15. It was interesting because it was a different fighting style. They added a completely different thing. Got to drive a car. You know, it was cool. But 16, man, the story alone.
Yes.
The story alone could make you just love the game.
Yeah.
And then just on top of the graphics and then the cutscenes and everything just molding together just made that game. I'm honestly I'm shocked. I don't really know the score that it got. I think it did pretty well.
So the scores what made I get it. When you critique, you got to look at things through a different lens. Mm-hmm. Fine. I'll tell anybody, you look at critiques, kind of get an idea, watch a couple videos, and then kind of draw your opinion there because it's hard to say sometimes because I've seen some games where they rate it great, does horrible. Mm-hmm. They've gotten better over the years. I will say that now, if you see a game that's a terrible score, it's normally a terrible game. Like, I'm real upset. I know I'm kind of jumping off topic.
Oh, we've been off topic for a while. It's fine. We do that here.
Suicide Squad.
I haven't played it.
No. I don't. Has it come out yet, or is it either just released or it's coming out real soon? Double check me, but I'll put it. Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights.
Never played that one either.
Gotham. I was going to get it. I was so excited about Gotham Knights. Then the gameplay came out and everything, and then it was piss poor. It didn't look like anything special because I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a continuation of the Arkham series. I'll say it, and I don't care what anybody says, one of the greatest series ever is the entire Arkham thing, how they did everything was a nice flow.
Oh, well, first off, Suicide Squad, Killer of Justice League comes out January 30th of this year.
So I remember for that, I'd seen some gameplay and everything. Then some people kind of talked about it, and I was even in agreement with them. Like, this is weird. Like, it was like more of a shooter type of thing.
So this is what's crazy too is like, if you all can't see my back wall, I'll pan to Tyler's camera. If you look at my back wall, I have a whole shelf dedicated to Batman and sporadic things. Justice League. I'm a huge DC guy. You can come back.
Oh,
Batman, Arkham Asylum, through Arkham City. I would even throw Batman Arkham Origins in there.
Origins was good.
And then Arkham City was hands down. Arkham Asylum is a top tier because it started something different. But Arkham City is my favorite one because it was open world. Arkham Knight was good, but it did not compare to Arkham.
I think the problem what you get here is I'll call it the Transformers effect. First Transformers, amazing. Everything after that, it's kind of hard to follow up. So I think that's what they ran into with Batman, where it's that first game, it was different. The concept was gorgeous. It was thought out. And then it's like, okay, well, we can't do the exact same thing. How can we make it better? And you're just fighting. You're constantly chasing a goalpost. You're chasing a moving goalpost. Goalpost.
Yeah. I think what made Arkham Knight fun for me was that you get to drive the Batmobile. that was the fun. That was fun, and it was kind of like a mini tank. But Gotham Knights, what you're talking about, you get to play as Robin, you get to play as Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl. It was supposed to be like this next level thing. You know, Batman was here. Now you get to play as this all
Everybody
this,
that studied under him, you think I have thought
and I seen comparisons of like old school Arkham City on the PS3. It was graphics on the PS3 compared to graphics now that was on the PS4. Wait, no, Gotham Knights was on the PS4, right?
Yeah, PS4.
Yeah, PS4.
No, Gotham Knights is
Oh, sorry, no, PS5. It was
PS5.
PS5 level.
This is PS5 and
The
Xbox.
graphics were more poo-poo than Arkham City on the PS3.
And I don't know if we were fighting a thing that I get it. When systems first come out, developers, you gotta spend some time, get better with the architecture and everything. That's why, like, after we get a new system every 7 years, because after a couple, maybe 4 to 5 developers are saying like, okay, we kind of got this hardware down. We're pushing it as far as we can. Like, we need more to give you guys more.
Yeah.
I would have preferred they said we're delaying it. We did some comparisons. We ran some studies. Hey, it's not going to perform well.
Yeah.
Delay it. Because, I mean, I saw that the game started off at $60, pre-orders for, like, specials editions, $80. A month or two later, it's on sale for 50% off. Grand Theft Auto, I have never seen Grand Theft Auto on sale.
I think till day, if I'm not mistaken, Grand Theft Auto 5 is like $30. Maybe. Don't misquote me on that. Don't misquote me on that. I will double check this.
Look, to hold at $30 and that game came out when the PS4 first came out, I think that's a fair. I think you won the war.
Sorry.
Ain't good.
Let me see. It's still holding strong at like $20. Yeah, $20. $20.
That's a. Wouldn't it? It's a 10-year-old game. Is it 10 years?
It's longer than that. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a 10-year-old game now. Because Grand Theft Auto came out
2013.
2013. Because
Wow.
that was my first job and everything, and that's when that came out.
Wow.
Because I remember working there and everybody wanted it.
Wow. A little over 10 years. It was about to be in September. It'll be 11 years old, and it's still holding strong at $20. And now Arkham Knights is free.
Yeah,
On PlayStation.
It was free on Xbox.
You know what's crazy is it's
1.2.
free, and I still didn't play it. And I'm a huge DC, but I'm a huge Bat fan.
I thought you were gonna be obsessed with that game because it had your favorite. It had Nightwing.
I know it has Nightwing. I know, but the problem is, they hyped this game up so bad. The fucking trailers for the game were so hyped that it got me. I think I was texting you all the time and talking to you about it all the time. I'm like, it's gonna be the greatest game ever. We get to it's like a continuance to the Batman games. I'm so excited. And then I started watching all the fucking gameplays, and I was like, I might big pass on that one.
What I'd say is, I think the less hype, the better. Yeah. And then I think if you spend more time just working, and if they just started dropping games at random time, I wouldn't be against that, because at least then you're not getting my hopes up, because sometimes games are getting, because they're telling you for years, so I'm concerned for Grand Theft Auto 6. I know it's probably going to be a great game, but we have been talking about the minute that the PS5 and the Xbox got announced, everybody said, all right, so when is Grand Theft Auto getting announced? Because the rule for Grand Theft Auto is basically you get one per system.
Stay a little closer to me.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
So, but basically, you get one per system. Mm-hmm. I've noticed when we start doing these overhypes and we're putting these high expectations on stuff, it's hard to meet your expectations when you've had this expectation for years. Because even the Final Fantasy, when they said, oh, we're remaking it, and it came out, they were putting a lot of backing behind it. Now, they delivered.
Yeah.
But they made this seem like, no, we're not going to fail.
Well, I'll talk about this and then we'll head back to the topic. But because we'll go fucking down. Dude. Yeah. You and I go fucking rabbit holes. But even people have gripes about Final Fantasy 7 because they changed the story. But to be fair, the story, the old story is good. But I think it wouldn't be as good today. if you know what I'm saying. Like
I get it.
It wouldn't have enough like depth. Where what I like about this game so far, and if you haven't played it yet, shame on you because it's that good. And you're getting to see because everyone's obsessed with this multiverse shit. Right. You know,
Yeah.
Marvel started the whole multiverse thing and like timelines and wormholes and all this other shit. So everyone got on the bandwagon. So even fucking Square Enix had to get on the bandwagon. And so now you have two different timelines now where Zach's alive, essentially.
Yeah, that.
It's weird, but
Like-
at least we get to see Zach.
Yeah. So,
Other than if you played Crisis Core, which they remastered that.
yeah, I was supposed to download that on my Switch, but I'm so cheap, and it's like I remember
Do it on the 5.
doing on the 5.
The graphics are better.
Okay,
Way better,
so
yeah.
then what that means because me and the wife are trying to get the handheld PlayStation,
Oh, the portable?
the Portal. We wanted to get that because
The Portal. It's called the Portal.
There we
Yeah.
go. We wanted to get that because PS5, Xbox, all that's in the basement.
That way you could just play it on the couch.
Bingo.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
play it on the couch upstairs or something. Relax with her. While she's watching the games.
Yeah.
I can play the Portal. Relax with the dogs.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. But I like the way they're doing it because playing Crisis Core, well, the original doesn't really touch who Zach is.
Yeah,
you know,
you see him for
You
like
see him for 2
one
seconds.
flashback.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're like, ooh,
you hear his name. Aerith talks about him like
Yup.
She's like, this guy I knew. Like she
Mm-hmm.
never really says who it is.
That-
And Cloud can't even remember who he is until like later in the game.
and then they do the flashback, and
yeah,
then
exactly.
they put Cloud near his original space. He was the Shinra soldier, and it was really Zack following Sephiroth. And
Yeah.
then that's when they took the idea.
He got all his memories of that. He thought that he was the soldier when actually it was Zach who was
Yep.
doing all the shit. And that's why I loved Crisis Core on the PSP because you actually got to like it was the prequel that we needed. Honestly.
Because there was a lot of stuff with Shinra that they covered, so they filled in a lot of gaps. And like, because you get an idea like, okay, Sephiroth's pissed. Why is he pissed? Well, he was genetically mutated. And then you think like, okay, so they got it right on this one guy. No. They failed a lot. So then you get to see all the background. You get to see where everything is coming from. And
Multiple experiments, and there was multiple
Then you
soldiers, like Genesis and Angeal, and then like guys, I nerd out with Final Fantasy. It's so bad, like
Sephiroth, one of the greatest villains ever,
still hands down one of the greatest villains.
with one of the world's greatest theme songs.
Yes, One Winged Angel still is a bop, dude. It is a bop, and that man coming in with this gigantic samurai sword. And just slicing motherfuckers, dude. But like, so everyone's complaining that like the story doesn't make sense, blah blah blah. Okay, I understand, but it will. You just gotta give it a. You gotta let it. They're trying to build a storyline. It's such a long game.
It's how you're doing stories now. I can't give you everything at once. I gotta like leave hole. Now, if you leave a hole and don't fill it in, I understand the anger there. I get that. You don't want to just create a hole. There's a plot hole, and then everybody's like, so we're just gonna act like this never happened.
Yeah.
I get that. Because there's a lot of stuff. I remember old Assassin's Creed when they first did that, and
Yeah.
that cliffhanger pissed me off. But
Oh, with Desmond Miles.
Yes.
Dude.
But to get back, so I get it. We're kind of used to being flooded so much now with information where it's like, if I want to know something now, just look it up real quick.
Yeah.
So I think that idea of, hey, like, just trust me. I got this. Just hop on for the ride.
Yeah.
We'll fill it in later. Don't worry.
The rebirth from the trailers I've seen is good. It looks good. It looks real good, and I'm really excited to actually get to see Zach in more of a detailed manner. In rebirth. So
I know there's one thing they cannot change though. I don't care what anybody says, but it was a part of the story, and it builds on Cloud's character. Aerith has to die.
yeah. I think she'll die in like the original timeline, or she might die in both.
She has to die in this timeline in order for it to make sense, because how do you develop his Cloud's character kind of develops off of her death. And then
Yeah, because he went through like a depression, and then
Mm.
that's when he starts putting pieces together. That like he felt well. It was hard because after she died, he felt like an imposter. He had imposter syndrome, because he didn't
Yeah.
know who he was. But he developed into himself. He started like, fuck it, I'm not gonna feel bad for myself. I wanna kill this dude.
Yeah, and they kind of really pushed the draw. Because I remember before, it's like, no, I want to kill Sephiroth, but then it's like, okay, so you kind of just want to kill him because he's a bad guy. Now you put now there's more to it. There's now a deeper connection. I get it that, yeah, no, you're supposed to kill Sephiroth. He was a maniacal evil genius,
Yeah.
but now you kill Aerith, and now there's a connection. So now everybody has the same connection versus you're just saying that, hey, I helped you guys out. Help me out.
Yeah, yeah, we could nerd out about Final Fantasy all day, dude. I could just go on and on about, just especially about Seven's story. Some people don't like Seven; they think it's a boring story, but I love it. But moving on, back to our original topic was remaster of games, and I'm still thinking of like some decent games that I loved. I'm trying to think because they kind of do bring out some like newer styles. Um, Damn, I'm drawing a blank. I mean, they do still make Halo, so it's different. I was gonna say because like OG Halo when it was like,
I get it. When you're so big, it's hard to stop. It's just hard to stop. If tomorrow came and they said, okay, we're done with Halo, I get a lot of people might not understand. I would understand because I get it. We're starting to beat. To me, we're starting to beat a dead horse here.
Yeah.
Because even when I bought I bought the Xbox for Halo, and
Me
never
too.
played the Halo story. We played some of the storyline and never finished it because it's like,
I remember you and I, because like I was like, hey, because I couldn't get a PS5, so I was like, I'm gonna buy an Xbox.
yeah,
I was never really big into Xbox, but we're adults now, so I can have both. So and I asked you, I was like, hey, I haven't finished Halos. I started, we stopped at 3, and Halo 4 was out for a while, and I was like, hey, do you want to play Halo 4? Because they had the co-op storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Halo 4, yeah. And then Halo 5 started kind of getting a little wonky. Well, no, Halo 4 started getting wonky. And then when Halo 5 came out, it was wonkier.
yeah.
And then I haven't even played Halo Infinite yet.
Oh yeah, nah. To me, you're just beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
I get it. When something is so amazing, you just don't want it to continue. But at a certain point, everything has to come to an end. I
Yeah.
think Halo, it's done it. Now we need that next great thing. If we keep living on the past, you can't get that next great thing.
All right, let's think. Let's think hard right now. What is a game that you and I played as a kid that we loved deeply?
They could remake Guitar Hero the old way.
You really want Guitar Hero?
The old way, yeah. The new one with the 3 buttons and then the top and the bottom. I remember.
What do you mean?
You never saw how okay. So 2013, 14, 15, whatever. It was at the times when I was working at Toys R Us. They ended up bringing in the demo for like the new version of Guitar Hero for the PS4. I don't know why they didn't just do what Rock Band did, where Rock Band stayed with the same formula. They didn't change it. I think the only reason that Rock Band kind of died out is just people didn't want to do it anymore. I get it. How I said, at a certain point, everything dies.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero tried to like revamp and get their own thing, so it got rid of the 5 buttons. It became 3 buttons, but you could press top and bottom. I don't know why. Maybe somebody was trying to emulate a guitar. I played Guitar Hero because I couldn't play a damn guitar.
Yeah.
I tried. You wouldn't let me try on yours because I think at some point I was probably going to break a string and you didn't feel like restringing.
Maybe. Also, you played like a jackass.
Everybody wanted to play like Stewie
Stewie.
when he was playing the guitar for Brian. And Brian comes in, and I change up the tempo.
See, I don't know about this. I don't know about this new guitar that they made.
It was not new now, but it was
Yeah.
it was a while back. Because I remember we didn't really sell a lot of it at the time. It went on sale quick.
Guitar Hero, huh? I'm trying to think of a game. Damn. I'm trying to think of a game.
Gauntlet.
Dude.
But a Gauntlet wouldn't be good now. Just how simple. At the time.
No, come on.
All right, so
What was it?
Dark Legacy.
Gauntlet,
Dark Legacy. Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, to me, wouldn't be good if they remade it.
Why? Diablo is almost like that.
But I think Diablo has more,
I mean, it's a more following.
yeah, more following, and then there's more to it and everything. Like, okay, look.
Cool.
You remember Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
Yeah, it was great.
With Diablo is, I know it's not, and this is going to be, because I'm not a PC gamer, so it's going to be a bad comparison, but hopefully you get the idea. Diablo, to me, was closer to World of Warcraft, where it's like more of a computer game. You kind of have more like all the different skills and everything. Gauntlet was this. You had the light attack, you had the heavy attack, you had the special attack.
Yeah. It was great.
When we were kids, PS2, oh my God, fucking genius. Now, with how games are, if you tried to sell that
You're
game to
telling
me,
me, hold on.
if you
I'm
tried to sell
stopping.
it,
No, fuck that. I'm stopping you right here. You're telling me if I could fucking bring out my PS2 right now and find Gauntlet Dark Legacy, you wouldn't fucking play with me?
I got it at the fucking house. Yeah, we could play it on the PS2, but if you said,
Would they remaster and put it on the PS5?
how much does it cost?
$15.
No, too much.
Free.
Yeah,
Okay.
$10 or less. Agreed.
Okay.
More than $10? No, because
Now, hold on. Would you play it if you couldn't do cheat codes?
yeah,
Okay.
I had no problem playing. You were the one who was putting in cheat codes,
Dude, it was fun.
The old Game Center days where you had to print it out or you had to write it on a piece of paper.
Oh, sorry. Good. Sorry.
No, the old days. I remember that. You had to go Cheat CC.
Yes,
CheatCC.com, and then you would print out like a book.
Grandma would be pissed, dude.
But here was the sad
I would
part.
run the ink
I
out.
don't know why we wouldn't print it out. We could just leave the goddamn computer open. The computer was always on.
No, the problem was because at the time, we only had one home computer. This is how old we are. We only had one computer. We had one. It was in grandma's
always
room.
on. It was always on because if we weren't on
But
it,
we were lazy. We were so in the game. We were in game mode. So that way, we were game in the basement. And then we had to walk up the stairs.
But remember
and then
when,
run into the room.
But we kept doing this when Uncle Joe got the PC in the basement.
That's true. That's true.
It was literally the PC is right here. I'm gonna have to talk a little bit louder because I know I'm away from the mic. The PC was right here. The door to your room was right here. Oh, we gotta print it out. I can't walk back and forth.
I don't know. Yeah. But honestly, I would play that game. I don't care if I'm fucking going. It's fucking fun, dude. The story was good.
It was a good story. It was great for its time. If it came out
The
today,
boss battles are great.
$10 or less, cool. We can do it. Anything more than $10, no. Because at this point, I can write the code to make that game on a computer.
That shit was fun. I would fucking play that right now.
That is a side project for a high level
Midway, if you wanna
Are they still around?
I don't know.
With everybody getting bought up, I don't know who is who anymore. Like,
Let me look. Let me see if Midway Games is still around.
Or who owns them, because it's all I know it now is if you aren't oh my God. Now I'm drawing a blank. Blizzard. Who is it?
Midway Games it's the parent organization.
Midway's okay. I'm an idiot.
Warner Brothers Games, WMS Industries. Okay, Midway's still good.
Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm an idiot. Not
No?
the first, not the last time.
Oh, I didn't know. Last time I played a Midway game was fucking Gauntlet. So,
when you own everybody, you don't have to make games no more. So,
well, fuck. I mean, fucking Microsoft is buying up all kinds of shit, dude.
yeah, everybody was worried when they bought Elder
Activision.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it was like, so we're gonna lose PlayStation exclusives. I remember they came out real quick. No.
Or
Not Activision. They make Elder Scrolls. The people
Elder
that make
Scrolls. Oh yeah. I forget that. But I think they bought up Activision too, right? I thought they bought up Activision, so people were worried that they weren't going to sell Call of Duty on PlayStation anymore.
I remember that, and I remember, but I think everybody knew that wasn't gonna happen just for the reason that's a lot of lost money.
Yeah.
That is a lot of lost money. Certain games just can't be exclusive. Call of Duty can't make that an exclusive. When Elder Scrolls,
Unless you just want to fucking sink Sony. But you ain't going to sink Sony.
no, come on. So I get it. Sony makes PlayStation and they make money off of that, but we're not gonna act like Sony doesn't have a bunch of other money coming in,
Yeah.
TVs and everything else they do.
Yeah. So you're looking up who makes Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, because I don't know why I don't. Who makes?
Yeah, Gauntlet's a good one. I'm trying to think of it.
Bethesda.
Ooh, Bethesda. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We should know that. We're in Maryland, dude.
Oh, yeah.
We're Maryland. We're homeboy Maryland, Marylanders, and it's right down the street. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I can't really come up with any of the games. I really can't. But it's okay. I mean, we said a lot. We said a lot of them. I'd be okay with just the few that we named. I'd be locked in this office for fucking weeks.
I'm trying to think. Is there any other random game?
Honestly, Gauntlet was a random one that I was like, holy fuck. You're right.
I just remember that.
You know they're making another Uncharted?
As great as Uncharted is, I've never really gotten into it.
I love it. I'm a big Nathan Drake fan. Dude,
I
I
remember
love Uncharted.
Naughty Dog, I'll give them. They make great games.
Yeah. They do. They're so good at the storytelling. That's the problem. It's not a problem. It's just that's why they're so competitive. Is they're really good at telling a story.
Which today, I mean,
Everybody look
can
at
make
Last of Us. Last of Us still is a hit.
I'm waiting to see if they're gonna do a third one or if they're gonna. I mean, the damn game was so good, you got a television show out of it.
Yeah. So, I think we can end it there, man.
Yeah, you don't want to go into the one piece of the Jujutsu Kaisen rant.
We'll save that for next time. I don't want to make it too long, but I really do appreciate you being on. I know this isn't your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You're not used to being in front of a camera. You and I talk all the time.
Yeah.
But it's just you and I. So for you to be here, especially in person, and to sit in front of the camera and actually speak and knowing that you're going to be out there in the world, I really do appreciate it.
I need the black box with the voice
You
changer.
want me to cover your face?
Yep, black box with the voice changer.
I'll blur it. I'll blur you out. I'll make your voice extra squeaky.
Whatever makes you happy.
Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. Go follow on the social medias. The Nerdy Mind on Instagram and TikTok. If you like the long form, you can go on YouTube. The video version of YouTube is the Nerdy Mind podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. The Nerdy Mind as well. But if you like short form content, I'm really big into doing the short form stuff now. YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and TikTok. You can definitely check those out. Just see like little clips and snippets of the episodes, so that way you can get just little bits of the topic, and then maybe if you like it, you'll go watch the rest of it. Also, check us out. Check me out on the Nerdy Mind Gaming on YouTube. Been playing some zombies. Tyler's been on a couple games with zombies on Call of Duty. We're going to be playing this new game. I'm sure you heard of it. It's called Lethal Company on the PlayStation. So definitely playing some of that. New episode of that. It's going to come out. They come out on Sundays. So definitely check those out. Short form of that is also that comes out. So best parts of the gameplay on TikTok and Instagram, the Nerdy Mind Gaming, and also YouTube Shorts. But again, thank you, Tyler, for coming on. And as always, stay nerdy, my friends.